Honorable members, please take your seats. Honorable members, I cordially welcome you all to this parliament session. I hope the session will be a fruitful one as we sit up to deliberate some important matters concerning the nation. We begin today's session with an oath or affirmation of newly elected members. Secretary General, please.
Ms. Manaswini, who stands elected from Nagaland constituency. From state Nagaland will now take both our affirmation. Both our affirmation, please. In which language do you want to take oath?
In English, please. I, Manashwini, having been elected a member of the lower house of Parliament, solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India. And by law establishes that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Ms. Shiv Prasad, who stands elected from Agra constituency of Uttar Pradesh, will now take both our affirmation. Our affirmation. Oath, please. In which language do you want to take oath? Hindi.
मैं शिव प्रसाद हूँ जो आगरा लोकसभा से निर्वाचित हुआ हूँ। सत्य निष्ठा से प्रतिज्ञा करता हूँ कि मैं भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा तथा विधि द्वारा स्थापित अपने कर्तव्य का निष्ठापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा, जिस पर मैं कार्यभार ग्रहण करने वाला हूँ।
Mr. Sri Sai Charan, who stands elected from Tirupati constituency of Andhra Pradesh, will now take both our affirmation. Sir, you take both our affirmation. In which language do you want to take oath? నేను సాయి చరణ్ భారత రాజ్యాంగానికి నిజమైన విశ్వాసం మరియు నిబద్ధతను కలిగి ఉంటానని, భారతదేశ సార్వభౌమత్వం మరియు ఏకత్వాన్ని కాపాడుతానని, నాకు అప్పగించిన పదవికి సంబంధించిన విధులను నిజాయితీగా కర్తవ్యనిష్ఠతో నిర్వహిస్తానని దేవుని సాక్షిగా ప్రమాణం చేస్తున్నాను.
We deeply regret to inform the House of sad demise of Sri Ramesh Chandra. Sri Ramesh Chandra was a person of great values and contributed significantly in planning commission. His loss is irreparable and Sri Chandra will always be remembered.
Chandra, whose death has been marked by us. His works as an officer were of high values and his works changed the life of many people. He was with us to the very last moment. I should like to extend my deep condolence to his family. Thank you, madam.
Madam Speaker, I associate myself with the tributes paid by you and the leader of the House. He was a person because of his nobleness. Here and what anyone, he was always a smiling face, and I would like to associate myself. My party is sending our condolences to Bear family. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Silence for a while. The new ministers to the House. Honorable Prime Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, madam, I have pleasure introducing to you and through you my fellow workers, Ms. Tulsi, Coal Minister, Mr. Bhuvan Chandru, Civil Aviation Minister, Ms. Dhanlakshmi, Textile Minister. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, madam.
Question number 101. Mr. Santosh Nayak, please.
Honorable Minister of Railways, be pleased to state that arrangement made by the government regarding basic amenities in the railways for the people of country.
Minister of Railways, please.
Madam, the government is highly concerned regarding this matter. In this regard, 200 stations are brought under Adarsh Station scheme and are provided with basic amenities like toilets, drinking water, catering service, waiting rooms, etc. 650 stations are getting new toilets, 17,000 old toilets on trains are being replaced by bio toilets. Madam, Swachh Bharat program professionals cleaning agencies have been hired to keep the train stations clean. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. Prithvi, please.
Security is a major issue in the railways. What the government is doing to improve the security, especially security of women in trains.
Honorable Minister of Railways, please.
It has provided security. Helpline numbers 182 and 130. In this regard, 400 railway stations are receiving CCTV camera service also. Adding to this, the trains are having pink zone. Receiver coaches are being provided only for female. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. Prithvi, please.
Marketing of reserved rail tickets is another serious matter. The government has to ensure stopping this.
Honorable Minister of Railways, please.
Government has started an initiative in this regard called YTSK, Yatri Train Suvidha Kendra, to curb the black marketing of receiver rail tickets. We also started operation 5 minutes that allows passengers to acquire tickets within 5 minutes. Thank you, madam.
Question number 102. Mr. D. Sudeep, please.
Will the Minister of Education be pleased to state whether the government is aware of the increasing academic stress among students? If so, what steps have been taken to reduce pressure and promote mental well-being in schools?
Honorable Minister of Education, please.
Honorable Speaker, madam, the government recognizes that academic pressure, examinations, career expectations, and social factors can contribute to stress among students. there is shelving a priority area for the Ministry of Education. The government has advised educational institutions to start counseling and guidance services. Also recreated counselors in institutions. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. D. Sudeep, please.
These counseling facilities are available in government schools in rural areas.
Honorable Minister of Education, please.
Honorable Speaker, madam, our government realizes well that real India is living in villages. Whereas city people and rural people have same values. So we are running all these programs in village schools also. Thank you, madam.
Next question. Question number 103. Mr. C.H. Money, please.
I would like to ask the Honorable Ministry of Road Transport and Highways whether the government is aware of the poor condition of road across the country, especially in rural areas. Frequent actions become a serious threat on the public. Thank you, ma'am.
Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, please.
Government is aware of this issue related to road condition called as the center with together working of state government Gadamuk Sarak Abhiyan from last 6 months. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. C.H. Money, please.
Government is aware that why are citizens still facing traffic jams and road accidents and damaged vehicles due to potholes. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, please.
Important to note that factors such as heavy rainfall, overloading, rapid increase the traffic affect road durability. The government has strict quality norms, digital monitoring, timely completion of projects. Thank you, madam.
Question number 104. Mr. Dinakar Nayak, please.
Will the Honorable Finance Minister state whether the government is aware of the continuous rise in price of essential commodities such as food grains, cooking oil and fuel? What concrete steps has the government taken to control inflation and provide relief to the common citizens?
Honorable Minister of Finance, please.
Speaker, ma'am, the government is fully aware of the price situation. Inflation has been influenced fuel prices. However, the government has several positive measures. First, reduction in excess duty on fuel. Second, free food grains distribution under welfare schemes. Third, strengthening of buffer stock management. Fourth, direct benefit transfer to vulnerable sections. As a result, inflation is being carefully monitored and remains within manageable limits. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. Dinakar Nayak, please.
Speaker Madam, will the Minister maintain global factories? Does she agree with unemployment and dedicate purchasing power or purchasing situations? What long-term structural reform are being planned?
Honorable Minister of Finance, please.
Employment generation remains a priority. The government has first increased capital expenditure to boost infrastructure. Second, promoted Make in India initiative. Third, encouraged MES through lead support schemes. Thank you, madam.
Question number 105. Mr. Jnaneshwar Nayak, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, through you, I rise to ask the Honorable Minister of Defence whether the government has taken adequate steps to modernize our armed forces in view of emerging technological warfare and regional security challenges, whether there is any comprehensive review conducted regarding border preparedness, what measures have been taken to promote indigenous manufacturing made in India innovative. Madam, सरहद पर जो कदे हैं उनकी हिम्मत को सलाम, बलिदान की रोशनी है भारत का नाम पर सवाल है, उतना है इस पवित्र साधन में, क्या तैयार हो रहा है खबर छोड़ने के लिए बिना किसी लाज. Our soldiers deserve not only our pride but also the best technology weapon and welfare support. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Minister of Defence, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I thank the Honorable Member for raising this important question. Madam, the government under the leadership of the Prime Minister has taken historic steps to strengthen national security, modernization of armed forces,
we have significantly increased capital procurement for advanced fighter aircraft, drones, artillery systems, cyber warfare capabilities, border infrastructure, border roads, tunnels, and advanced surveillance system have been developed to a record pace to ensure ship profitability. Indigenization under Make in India, defense production has record levels. Many defense items earlier are being manufactured domestically. Positive indigenization lists have been issued to reduce dependency on foreign resources. मैडम, देश की सुरक्षा हमारी प्राथमिकता है। सैनिकों का सम्मान हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। I assure this House that the government remains fully committed to safeguarding every inch of our nation's territory. Thank you.
Honorable Member, Mr. Gyaneshwar Nayak, please.
Speaker, Madam, I thank the Minister of Defence. Whether the government is also focusing on the welfare of soldiers and their families, especially regarding pension, housing, rehabilitation after retirement. Madam, सिर्फ हथियार ही नहीं, हाउसिंग भी जरूरी है। भारत की सैनिक की सुरक्षा भी उतनी ही जरूरी है। थैंक यू मैम।
Honorable Minister of Defence, please.
Speaker, Madam, the welfare of our soldiers is almost important. Person reforms have been streamlined. Housing scams for all the courses. Persons are being expanded. Skill development and rehabilitation programs are being strengthened for retired soldiers. We believe that a strong soldier comes from a secure family background, and this government is committed to both. Thank you.
Question number 106. Mr. D. Sudhi, please.
Through you, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister of Agriculture whether the government has assessed the present condition of farmers in view of rising input costs such as seeds, fertilizers and diesel. What concrete steps have been taken to ensure minimum support price benefits rich small and marginal farmers? Whether the government proposes to introduce new schemes for crop insurance and irrigation facilities. Madam, खेतों में पसीना to income and future.
Minister of Agriculture, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, this important issue concerning our farmers. Madam, agriculture remains the top priority of this government on raising input costs. The government has provided subsidies on fertilizers and increasing financial assistance under farmer support schemes to reduce the burden on farmers on MSP. MSP has been increasing major crop to ensure farmers receiving at least 1.5 times the cost of production. Procurement mechanisms. Major irrigation projects are beginning expanded water availability to every field. मैडम, किसान की समृद्धि ही देश की प्रगति का रास्ता है। उनका विकास ही भारत का असली रास्ता है। I ensure income and ensure their welfare. Thank you, ma'am.
Honorable Member, Mr. D. Sudhi, please.
Minister's reply. However, I would like to ask whether the government has taken specific measures to address delays in crop insurance, claim settlements and ensure timely payment to farmers. मैडम, बीच बो दिया, मेहनत कर ली दिन रात, पर मौसम में तो टूट जाता है हौसला और साहब. Will the Honorable Minister clarify what monitoring mechanism is in place to ensure transparency and timely support?
Minister of Agriculture, please.
Honorable member is valid. The government has introduced digital crop assessment system for faster verification, direct benefit transfer to ensure payments go directly into farmers' bank accounts. Still climbs. We are continuously reviewing the implementation.
Question number 107. Leader of opposition, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, through you, I raise to ask the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs whether the government has refused the present internal security situation of the country in the light of emergency threats such as cybercrime, organized crime and cross-border infiltration. The complex step has been implemented strengthen coordination between central and state agencies for maintaining law and order. Whether any modernization plan has been implemented the police force across the country. Internal security is the foundation of national development. I request the Honorable Minister to place the facts before this February House. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, please.
Speaker Madam, I thank the honorable member for raising a very significant issue. Madam, the government is fully committed to ensuring the internal security and public safety. Our internal security review, regular high-level security reviews are conducted. Intelligent coordination have been strengthened to address the cross-border threats and organized crime networks. On center-state coordination, we have enhanced cooperation through regular meetings, joint task force, modern communication platforms to quick respond to law and order situations. On police modernization, funds have been allocated for police modernization, for advanced forensic facilities, cybercrime units, modern weapons and surveillance systems, and training programs for personal गाड़ी सुरक्षित देश ही विकास का आधार है शांति और कानून ही सबसे बड़ा असर है I ensure the House that the government remains vigilant and proactive in safeguarding the region. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Member, Leader of Opposition, please.
I appreciate the minister's response. However, I would like to know whether this government taken special steps to combat the rising cases of the cyber foundation and online radicalization, especially targeting youth. Is there a dedicated national framework to address the growing concern? Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, please.
Speaker Madam, the concern of the honorable member is well noted. The government has decided cybercrime coordination center launched awareness campaign to educate citizens, strengthen digital surveillance and tracking mechanisms, increase training law enforcement agency in cyber investigation. We are working closely with state government and technology platforms to ensure swift action against cyber offenders. मैडम, युवा देश का भविष्य है, उनकी सुरक्षा हमारी प्राथमिकता है. Thank you, मैडम.
Honorable members, today's session addresses a crucial matter, breach of privilege. I invite the Leader of Opposition to present the issue.
A serious breach of privilege has been committed by the leading newspaper of Delhi while committing on the recommendation of the Public Account Committee. The paper has attributed dishonesty motives and I have requested you allow me to raise questions on the matter now. 10 a.m. today, ma'am.
It will be examined when it comes to me. I shall consider it and let you know my decision. Now, papers to be laid. Honorable Member, Mr. Santosh, please.
Should draw the attention of the House to the sudden increase in cybercrime among teenagers, which is affecting students across the country. I request the government to take immediate steps to secure digital safety and awareness. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. Shiva Prasad, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, I wish to highlight the issue of water shortage in several districts causing hardship to citizens. Immediate intervention is required.
Honorable Member, Mr. D. Sudeep, please.
Speaker, madam, what are the steps taken by the government of India to contain the petrol gas prices and ensure supply chain? What all we are paying to cool down the situation as we face Vishwaguru?
Honorable Members of Parliament, distinguished guests and respected delegates from friendly nation, I call this House to order. Today, it is a matter of great honor and pride for this April House to welcome the distinguished foreign delegates who have joined us. Your presence stands the spirit of international cooperation and mutual respect among the nations. On behalf of the Parliament and the people of our country, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you. Honorable Prime Minister will welcome foreign delegates.
It is my great honor to address this April House on a very special occasion. Today, we are privileged to welcome our distinguished foreign delegates who have joined us, reflecting the spirit of global cooperation and mutual respect. First, I would like to warmly welcome the representative of United Nations, whose presence signifies the UN's continued commitment to peace and sustainable development and international collaboration. We deeply value the role of United Nations in promoting dialogue and harmony among nations. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable members, I have received a calling attention notice from the Honorable Member regarding a urgent public matter importance. I now call upon the Honorable Member to raise the issue.
I call the attention of the Minister of Home Affairs to the recent increase involving school students, and I request the Honorable Minister to make a statement on the steps being taken to ensure road safety.
Thank you. Now I request Honorable Home Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, the government is deeply concerned steps such as strictly traffic rules, awareness, campaigns, and installation of speed cameras near school being implemented. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable members, today's agenda is the discussion on the Single-Use Plastic Ban Act 2025. I request the Honorable Minister of Environment to present the bill.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Madam. I rise to present the Single-Use Plastic Ban Act 2025. Single-use plastic such as plastic bags, straws, cutleries or packing are major contributors to environmental pollution. They clog drains, harm animals to contaminate soil and water and take hundreds of years to decompose. This bill proposes two nations. A nationwide ban on manufacture, sale and use of identified single-use plastic items. Promotion of eco-friendly alternatives like cloth bags and biodegradable materials. Penalties for violations, support and retraining programs for small business affected. This act is necessary to protect our environment and future generations. I commend this bill to the House.
I invite the Leader of Opposition to present their views.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, while we agree that plastic pollution is a serious concern, we strongly question whether this bill practically include. I would like to ask the Honorable Minister, first point, how small and wellness streets have been consulted before this ban. Second point, are affordable alternatives available in rural and law in these areas. Third point, how will enforcement be carried out without harassment or corruption? Yes, sudden bandwidth or livelihoods can grieve costs for common citizens. Environment protect should not get at the cost of social interest. Thank you, madam.
Speaker, madam, to answer the opposition concerns, the bill includes a phased implementation over 1 year. Subsidies will be provided for eco-friendly enforcement begins. Awareness campaigns will be conducted before enforcement begins. Environmental damage already cost the nation heavily. Prevention is more economical than cleanup. This bill proposes balances sustainability with social responsibility. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Miss Maulika Rani, please.
Honorable Speaker, madam, what about hospitals and clinics? Plastic is integral to many sectors. Has government prepared for inspection?
Honorable Minister of Environment, please.
Honorable Speaker, madam, essential medical and safety uses are exempted. The ban focuses on avoidable disposable plastic, not critical application. Thank you, madam.
Honorable Member, Mr. D. Sudeep, please.
How will the government ensure biodegradable products are genuinely eco-friendly and falsely marketed?
Honorable Minister of Environment, please.
Madam, certification standards and quality checks will be implemented. False labeling will be punishable under this act. Thank you, madam.
The House has here sufficient argument. We shall now move to voting. All those in favor of Single-Use Plastic Ban Act 2025, please say yes. All those against, please say no. I find that the ayes have it. The Single-Use Plastic Ban Act 2025 passed by majority. Honorable Prime Minister, please.
It's a historic step towards a cleanness and healthier nation. We thank all the members of Parliament for their constructive debate. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, madam.
The House stands adjourned till the next session.